So be it, Jedi.
What's going on, guys? Back in another video. As you can see, my figures are finally in their rightful display cabinet, and I've got some things to say about it. So starting off, this is all I have. My collection is pretty small, as I only started collecting Hot Toys figures in the later part of 2023. But I'm very happy with it. I'm happy with the figures that I purchased. I'm happy with the display. My unhappiness more so lies with IKEA, but that isn't really what this video is about. So as you can see here, I have Maul from the Clone Wars. Clone Wars Anakin, my first ever figure. My most recent purchase, Cad Bane Deluxe with Toto 360. And Ahsoka and Captain Rex from the Clone Wars. So the lights are Luke lights, and they made me a custom lighting setup for the IKEA MILSBO, which is what this is. I think that this is the best display that you can buy if you only plan on having a smaller collection. I think for the price and obviously what you see here, it's roughly the same size as two DTOFs side by side, but you don't have that wasted gap in the middle between cabinets. And yeah, I guess you could get like 3 Blaladins and put them on a riser and it'd look okay. Or you could build your own, but I think for the simplicity of just buying it and putting it together and the price, this is at least what I'm happy with. So the figures, as you can see, don't have any display stands. I'm not a fan of display stands. I think they look cheap and take away from the figure. So to remedy any scenario in which they may fall over, I have a little bit of double-sided tape on the bottom of their feet, just to, as I said, prevent anything from falling over and being damaged. I have a 60-pound Irish setter, and she is rambunctious and rowdy, so just for the peace of mind, that's the precaution I take. So, opening up the cabinet to alleviate some of that glare, we can just take a better look at the figures and their poses, is because I think that is just as important as the figure themselves. Now, I am a novice, so I don't claim to be a pose professional or whatever you want to call it. But a lot of time and patience went into the way these figures are looking, and I think that that adds to the overall presence. So we have Maul in his typical power stance, where he's sort of leaned on his back right leg and left leg extended, sort of how you see him starting a duel. Now, this pose took quite a bit of time to get down, but with all things, you have to be patient, and I'm quite happy with the way he looks, and to be honest, I may not ever repose him. I mean, even the side profile looks really good. Quite happy with that. Now, moving over to Anakin. Museum pose, I guess. I know people like to talk crap about museum poses or whatever versus dynamic posing. I think you should do whatever you want, depending on the space you have, whatever. It's your figure. I don't care what you do with it. But for him, I went through several phases where I just could not find what I liked. Now, due to the limitations of the armor and the figure itself, you can't really get too crazy like you can with the other Jedi figures that just have the tabards and the robes. So I think for this to get your point across and to get the presence that is Anakin, a dynamic pose works. I kind of have him turned almost as if he's expecting something or he's just waiting for somebody to try him. And I think I may leave him like this for a long time. I'm very happy with it. I think it looks great. And as I said before, it definitely gets your point across with who Anakin is and the phenom that he was. So here we have Ahsoka and Captain Rex. I kind of wanted to portray them together, fighting side by side in their last battle on Mandalore, kind of as they just landed from the drop ships and the Venator and all that, right at the beginning of the battle. So I know a lot of people are kind of scared to bend her arms and display her dynamically, at least from what I can see. But I mean, you paid for the figure. I think you should enjoy it. And I don't really have them bent to their maximum angle. So a little bit of bend, it's not going to do anything to the figure. I mean, if it does, you could always buy another. Now the separate rolling eyeballs definitely come in clutch. I know for me personally, these 1,000-yard stare eyes can be hit or miss with this figure. But if you move them the right way, I think it looks exceptionally better. And Captain Rex is just in his bucket. Eventually I may pop the head sculpt on because that head sculpt is beautiful. This is kind of how I've had him since I've unboxed him. Now, last but not least, we have Cad Bane, my most recent purchase. And from what a lot of people have to say, the figure of 2023, at least when it comes to Star Wars. This figure is exceptional. Just another example of Hot Toys going above and beyond when they really didn't have to. They could have just given us one head sculpt and been lazy about it, but they went above and beyond with this figure, and it definitely shows. I wanted him like your standard cowboy western standoff pose where he's got his hand right next to his blaster, but he's just testing the guy he's about to face off against. The toothpick is a custom toothpick that I whittled out of an actual toothpick. And I've just got him kind of holding his hat, and from the perspective of me standing, he's got his head tilted down. That just looks really good, I think. Of course, Toto 360 is he's just there. But yeah, guys, that's it so far. I can't wait to slowly add and build to my collection. When Obi-Wan Kenobi, Clone Wars Obi-Wan, is released later this year, he'll be going next to Anakin. And when Darth Sidious is released, he'll definitely be going next to Maul. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you got any questions, feel free to drop them down in the comments. And if you're feeling generous, leave me a like and a comment. And if you're feeling really generous, I'd appreciate it if you subscribed. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, check out more videos, and we'll see you in the next one.